Hi, everybody. Connor Wade here with the Wildcat Wrap-Up. We've got another virtual interview for you today. Today we're going to talk to one of our senior softball players in Ivy Smart, as we kind of want to connect with our athletes and let everybody know what they're up to and how they're managing during this downtime with the coronavirus pandemic and everything going on in the world. We talked to Josh Griffin last Friday, one of the baseball players. You can go back and watch that on our brand new YouTube channel if you haven't subscribed yet. Turn on notifications, and then also make sure you, as always, like and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you have any podcasts that you want to go back and listen to from before spring break, we've got everything up to the preview for the Heron game. You can do that on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. The first thing I want to go over, this was released last week, and I forgot to do it last week when we talked to Josh, but we've got the 2020 Marion Wildcats varsity football schedule here. At this point, maybe football is the next sport that we have to look forward to. We just don't know. But anyway, here it is. So the season starts with week 1, August 28th, at home against Mahomet Seymour. It's going to be the Patriot game. So again, week 1, Mahomet Seymour at home, Patriot game. Week 2 at Jerseyville. Week 3 at Highland. Week 4 versus Cahokia. Week 5 versus Mount Vernon. That's the pink out. Week 6 is at Althoff. Week 7 at Centralia. Week 8, October 16th, homecoming against Carbondale. That'll be fun. And then week 9 at Mattoon. That's October 23rd. So again, the home games, August 28th, September 18th, September 25th, and October 16th, the homecoming game. Hasn't been made official yet, but what we can probably assume is that the blue and gold game will be Friday, August 21st. That's when it was last year, 1 week before the season starts. So with that, we're going to bring in our guest, Ivy Smart. Hey, Ivy, you got me?
Yeah.
Hey, thank you so much for coming on and talking to us today.
Thank you for having me.
So my first question for you, and it's the same first question I asked Josh Griffin last week, is to kind of take us through the moment whenever you found out that spring sports was going to be on hold. How did you react initially, and have your feelings about it changed since then?
Well, I was mostly sad because I might not get my senior season. And me and Hannah were talking to Coach, and we were just saying how we need to hope and pray that we'll be able to play this year because it's our senior year. And me and Hannah were really excited about playing with the girls this year because we're just bonding so well and everything. And then once it was for sure that we were out of school and everything, I was like, man, and me and Hannah were getting with the girls. We have a group chat and everything. And we were telling them that we should get together and keep in contact, and so we don't lose our bond and everything.
Absolutely. That bond you mentioned, we're going to get to that more a little bit later. But how long have you been playing softball? And since you started playing softball, have you ever gone a period this long without it? Without playing sports of some kind?
I've actually started when I was 4. You were supposed to start when you were 5, but they let me play when I was 4. So it's been about 14 years. And this is definitely the longest I've went without playing any sport, because I usually go into travel ball, then during the summer and winter, then straight into volleyball, then during the little break I'll play softball again, and then I'll go straight into high school softball.
So the only 2 sports you're playing right now is volleyball and softball, correct?
Yes.
And then, of course, volleyball is a fall sport. But do you prefer softball above volleyball? And which one have you enjoyed playing more at the high school level? And has it always been that way?
I've always liked softball more because obviously I've played more and I just know the sport more and everything, I guess. But it's always been fun playing with the girls and creating memories and all that. And yeah.
When you look at the success that the Marion High School softball team has had the last 3 years, I think in your freshman, sophomore, and junior seasons, you guys only lost 1 conference game. So three South 7 conference championships, and then, an astounding overall record to go with that. You guys had quite the amount of success. what clicked so well with you and Hannah Nally and Kira Hans, who graduated last year, and other players? What clicked so well that led to that success?
It's just our our saying is team first. So it's like trusting your team, knowing that they're behind your back, even when you're having a bad day, they're still there supporting you. And if you're having a bad day and you have to come out, you trust that teammate that has to go in for you to do the job you can't do.
Absolutely.
And that's what me and Andrea did last year. Andrea Roberts.
Compare yourself as a player from where you were at as a freshman to now. How have you gotten better and what's helped you develop?
Well, I've focused and worked harder ever since freshman year because I just know I'm one of the like people that helps the team. I'm supposed to be a leader to get the team going and everything. And also, my dad, he works as a handyman, and so he goes to a lot of people's houses, and they find out that I'm like his daughter, and they're always saying how their daughter looks up to me and all that, and that really like gets me like motivated more to work harder and all that, to prove to these girls that if you work hard enough, you'll get to to college and maybe to Olympics or something.
That's the next thing I want to touch on. You're going to play at Kaskaskia College, so kind of talk about your expectations going into that, specifically the jump you'll make going from high school sports to collegiate sports.
I expect it to be more competitive, and we're gonna travel more. And I know practices and workouts are gonna be harder and all that, but it's gonna also consume a lot of my time. But I know I'll be able to do it, and it's gonna be all worth it
So
at the end.
when will those practices and workouts for Kaskaskia softball? When will that get going?
I think it usually starts in like September or somewhere around there.
Gotcha. And then their season starts when? About March usually?
Yeah.
College softball season? Okay. So, when you think about taking that step from high school to college, do you think back to when you made a step from junior high to high school? How do you think those two steps might be similar?
Uh, well, you're obviously going to a high competition between, and I'm obviously gonna meet a new coach, and I'm gonna have to like meet new people and all that. I know a couple girls that are up there right now that are playing, but I'm obviously gonna have to like create new bonds and like become friends with new people and get to know them. So that's gonna be new because when you come up to high school, you don't know the seniors and stuff, and you're gonna have to get to know them and all that. So,
Kind of talk about yourself as a player, like some of your strengths, at the plate, defensively on the mound, power hitter, contact hitter, strong throwing arm, kind of describe yourself as a player here briefly.
uh, to me, like I love competition, and once I like go get down, I don't stay down because since I've grown and matured more, I've actually realized what I'm doing in hitting, what I'm doing wrong, and what I'm doing wrong in pitching. So knowing that, I can fix my problems and get back to where I was in the beginning and like keep working harder. And I don't like just staying at one point. I like keep on working until like I'm like I don't know. I just know I could
So
do
you're
better at
satisfied.
everything. Yeah.
Absolutely. So kind of talk about back to high school sports. What's been your favorite part about competing in Marion and as a Marion Wildcat? And what's the biggest thing that you'll take with you in the future?
Uh, the biggest part or my favorite part is being able to play with the girls and everything and create new memories. And memories is definitely what I'm going to take with me, and hopefully friendships and all that. But this year we actually had a couple of new people, and they were actually saying how this team is actually more accepting, and we bond so much better than any other team that they were on. And that's one thing I love about being on the team, because we bond so much better, and just having all these friendships, knowing like I still have people still here and everything.
Awesome. Well, kind of the next thing I want to go over is this has kind of been floating around Instagram for a couple days. You've probably seen it. You've probably done it, but it's the Marion Bingo. Everybody's making all these bingo things. I thought it'd be cool if we could play it with you. And so I'll just read them off. And if you've done it, say yes. If you haven't, say no. I'll mark it if you have.
All right.
And then we'll count bingo as 4 corners, diagonal, horizontal, vertical, all that. And we'll see.
All right.
We'll see what you've accomplished in your life here in Marion. So have you went to the Williamson County Fair?
Yes.
Have you received a HUD from Wimbo?
Yes.
Everybody's received a HUD from Wimbo. We miss Wimbo.
Yes.
Wimbo's doing well. Have you been on stage at the Civic Center?
Yes.
Ran up the hill on the Marion cross country course?
Yes.
Gone to Applebee's after a game?
Definitely.
Eaten at Walt's Pizza?
Yes.
Walt's is the best. Hung out in the TNC parking lot?
Oh, yeah.
Been to Steak and Shake after midnight?
Yep.
All for all so far. Had ice cream at Southern Illinois Mercantile?
I actually haven't.
Ooh.
I never even heard about it. So.
I haven't been there either. Is that how you say it, Mercantile?
I think. I'm not really sure.
This one confused me. Seeing cows at the Crisp Complex.
Oh, yeah. It's like behind the softball fields or the baseball
Oh,
field.
okay, yeah. Okay, I thought I thought it meant like cows like walking on the fields. I didn't know what was going on there. Walked in the homecoming parade.
Yes.
Had multiple principals throughout high school.
Yeah.
You did a free space for having Marion Pride. Stayed at Emery Brothers.
Yep.
Celebrated a win against the Heron Tigers.
Yes.
We did it March 6th.
Yes.
Taking a picture with the Bob Butler statue.
I actually have not.
I think that's on the
Isn't
square.
that at the square?
I think it's on the square, but I don't know for sure. Watched fireworks in the Fazoli's parking lot.
Yep. Always got T-Snow.
Shopped in the Marion Mall. What was the Marion Mall?
Yeah.
Played cornhole with the Marion Cops.
No.
Practiced in the Heck.
Yeah.
Been to a Marion High School football game.
Yep.
Obviously. Played goofy golf.
Yeah.
Been to a Miners baseball game.
Yep.
Rushed the court after a basketball win.
Yes.
Sang the Marion Loyalty song.
Yep.
So I think you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bingos here. So I think you have 3 things to do before you move on to Kaskaskia. You've got to eat at Southern Illinois Mercantile ice cream, take a picture with the Bob Butler statue, and play cornhole with the Marion Cops. You've done it all. You've done it all. Hey, Ivy, thank you so much for coming and talking to us here today. If you would, don't hang up just yet. Stay on for a minute. I'm going to wrap this thing up and talk about our sponsor, and then that'll be it. But thank you so much. We want to wish you the best of luck in your career softball going forward. Thanks for talking to us.
Thank you.
Great talking to Ivy Smart. Again, we want to thank Buckets for Benefit, the official sponsor of the Wildcat Wrap-Up, of our podcast, and of these virtual interviews. Make sure you tune in to our YouTube channel and our social media accounts this Friday. We've got another virtual interview coming your way with senior tennis player Luke Motzinger. Been looking forward to talking to him for a long time. So, again, that'll be on Friday. We're going to continue with the themes of Monday and Friday for these virtual interviews going forward. So again, we want to thank Buckets for Benefit, #1 fundraising company in Southern Illinois. Go to www.bucketsforbenefit.com and schedule your fundraiser today with them. If you've got travel sports over the summer, sports coming up in the fall, high school sports, travel, it's perfect for all of that. So definitely make sure you give them a peek when it comes to fundraising, and we thank them for everything they do. For the Wildcat Wrap Up, make sure you like and follow our social media accounts. Subscribe to our new YouTube channel. This interview with Ivy Smart will be on all of our social media platforms as well as on YouTube. And we will see you on Friday with Luke Mottsinger. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you later from the Wildcat Wrap Up.